What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the NOA podcast. Being as your co-host, Tyler, here on my man's Trey. Thank you guys for rocking with us, for watching us. We appreciate all the support you guys continue to show us.
For real.
You can find us on Instagram. That's going to be NOA_podcast. You can follow me and Trey as well. Mine is Tyler_Waller3. His is Traquan_Park7. All episodes of the NOA podcast are available on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel for exclusive content, such as the Wednesday show that comes every single Wednesday. Also, please check out our other channels. We have NOA Reacts, which is our reaction page. We have NOA Adventures, which is our vlog page. And we have NOA Podcast Clips for those who might not be able to sit through and watch the whole podcast. We have clips for you guys.
Yeah.
So give those a look. And let's get into it. Trey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing quite well. Can't complain. I woke up a little bit groggy today. I didn't want to go to the gym.
I ain't gonna lie, me too.
But I pushed through it and went to the gym, got a workout in. Now we're here, bro. How are you?
I'm doing all right. It was weird. I felt like, not that I couldn't get up, but just, I don't know.
Did you sleep late yesterday? Or did you go to bed early?
I feel like I went to bed at like a little after 10. So maybe let's say like 10, 11. Let's say 10:30, 11.
Wow, okay.
But I just felt mad, like just groggy. I also just didn't sleep well.
No? I'm assuming you were like waking up here or there?
Yeah, I just felt like I never got like a deep. I never fell deep in sleep.
Fair enough. I woke up quite early, but I also went to sleep late. So I usually go to sleep around 10.
What time you went to sleep?
I went 12. It's like 2 hours after my
So you were just chilling?
Yeah. I just didn't want to go to sleep.
I'm surprised you didn't play Helldivers or nothing.
Nah. See, all right. The reason I didn't play Helldivers, I haven't played Helldivers in like maybe 2 days. And I actually texted Osar about this. But the main reason I haven't played Helldivers is because... So essentially, I helped liberate a planet.
Okay.
Planet's liberated. We're done. However, before the planet was liberated, I was locked into a mission. So I was mid-mission when the planet got liberated. So I can't technically leave because I'm mid-mission and like you're supposed to finish the mission. But at the same time, planet's liberated, so there's like no mission to complete. So it's kind of like you're locked into that.
So how long? So are you just?
I just shut it off. I just turned it off.
There's no way to like restart it every time you log back into Helldivers.
But here's the thing. I haven't logged in since, so I don't know if when I log in, I'm still gonna be locked in that mission
would be
or not.
Trash.
I'm not sure. I know when it happened though. I just turned it off and like went to sleep because I was like, I'm not
dealing with this right now.
I don't want to be bothered with this. But I went to sleep late yesterday. I was up playing. I think I played a little bit of Hearts of Iron before I went to bed. So maybe around 11:30ish. I came out here.
Oh, so you did play Hearts of Iron?
Play a little bit of Hearts of Iron. Yeah, but not Helldivers though.
Not Helldivers.
And then. Frankly, I went in my room, laid down for a little bit. Similar to you, I didn't really have a bad sleep. Like, I wasn't waking up, like, a whole bunch.
Yeah.
But, I just didn't feel comfortable, funny enough.
Damn.
I just didn't feel comfortable. Like, I was, like, laying there, and I kept moving around and shit.
Like, wasn't really able to kind of get, like,
Yeah. I'm still grateful, though, because I remember when I had to sleep on, like, a couch back in the day. So,
at
like,
least now you got a bad type shit.
Yeah. I ain't, like, complaining or nothing. It just so happens that, that's how it is. I also don't like the gym as much as you do. I go to the gym because, like, I know it's good for me, but, like, I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, my God, yay, the gym. I don't like it.
I know, you be, like, mad quiet.
I just push through, especially in the mornings.
Yeah, like, you don't really be talking. Sometimes I'll be just letting you rock. And then other times I'll be like, all right, I'm going to, like, talk to this.
Yeah. I'm more likely to do it on the days that we're not working.
Yeah, the days you're working.
Yeah, so I'm just about to be...
You're just all right.
I'm just exhausted, bro. I'm damn near falling asleep by the time I get to the gym. I will say this, though. The gym wakes you up.
Without a doubt.
It helps tremendously.
Of course, bro. Put that pressure on you. You have no choice but to work.
Yeah.
But I have a question for you.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I was just curious about this. So we were in a car driving. I know we were like talking about relationships or whatever. And you made the statement of, if I get in a relationship, there's a higher chance.
Yeah, there's a good chance
that you'll end up
following foot. Yeah.
You'll end up getting a relationship.
Yeah.
Which fair enough. 'Cause I feel like we both pretty much kind of like influence each other a little bit. But do you think that's smart for you right now?
Oh, that's a decent question. Do I think it's smart? It reminds me a little bit of when your mom or your dad is like, yo, if your friend jump off a bridge, you go jump off a bridge too. It reminds me a little bit of that. So just because your man's get a girl, now you go get a girl too. Like you go follow a foot. Simply put, no, it's not the smart decision. It's not. I know that deep down. However, it's kind of like, all right, it might not be the smart decision, but that don't mean you don't want to make that decision, you know? Also, like, we're young, you know? I understand us as men, like young men, stay focused, stay on your grind, go get the money, focus on your career, focus on your education, you know, especially as young black men too, you know?
Thanks.
We already got that whole statistic against us type shit. However, I'm not gay. I don't think you're gay. We like women a lot.
Thanks.
We like women a lot, and you can't
repress.
you can't push that away, you know, bro. Like there's only so much one man can do, and it's kind of like, but I like shorty type shit, you know. So no, I don't think it's a smart decision to make. But the reason I made the statement was just because, like, I know we influence each other a lot, and there's a decent chance. Not 100% chance, of course, but there is a decent chance in my mind that if you were to get in a relationship, I see you all booed up in the corner with shorty, you're doing your thing, and I'm like,
I kind of,
and that might like get one to try hard compared to you don't do that, and you're just chilling
type shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know exactly where you're coming from, and I agree with you because I actually don't think it's the smartest move.
No.
But at the end of the day, just as men, like that's what you want.
That's what you want, man.
Type shit.
Especially if you like women. It's just you can't help it.
But I feel like it's like a constant battle, at least for me, like specifically. I feel like it's a constant battle because, like, one, I know, I need to be working or I need to be like doing something productive. Like this is a time period where I need to like be learning and like learning skills and stuff like that. So it's like, well, that takes time. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, I like females and I want a girl. But then I understand, okay, well, then that takes time. So it's kind of like a battle of like, where should you put your time at?
So knowing what you know now, do you think you'll end up getting into one? I know we've had conversation in the past and you've thought about it, you know.
I think it has to be the right. Situation.
What counts as the right situation? What does that look like? The right situation.
I think it would have to be where I feel confident enough in myself and just really what I'm doing to where like I know she won't be a distraction in terms of like what I'm trying to do or what I'm trying to build, you know. And then she also will have to understand that as well, because some girls are a little bit more needy than others.
True.
Some girls want more attention than others.
Yeah.
So some of that also just comes down to whoever the shorty is. She now has to understand that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that plays a huge part. Because who wants to be in a relationship with somebody that can't give them time?
Yeah. And it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So you got to be able to balance both.
I have to be able to balance both.
You don't think you can balance both now?
Honestly, bro, I don't know. I feel like I like to think so, yes. But what I've noticed, especially when it comes to me specifically with like women and shit like that, everything changes in like the moment.
Everything changes in the moment. Like how you feel about them in the moment, or what you mean by everything changes in the moment?
I think this is kind of like everyone has a plans to they're punched in the face. So like it's really cool to say all this shit now, but sometimes when you're kind of looking the monster in the eye, you might make a different decision.
All right, hold up. So, correct me if I'm wrong, please. From what I'm getting at, or from what I'm understanding about what you're saying, is it essentially the minute a girl comes to you now is like, all right, I want a relationship, I want those types of things. You kind of look at yourself and you gotta ask yourself, is this really what I want?
Type shit.
And I guess the answer for you right now is no. So it's kind of like, well, that's why you pull back from it.
In a way, well, I guess I never said my answer was no. I said depends on the situation.
Oh, okay.
What I'm really trying to get at is like, and I feel like a lot of men do this. It's like, okay, you say this one thing, but then when you're alone with the female and she's talking to you a certain way, you change. That's kind of what I'm talking about. Yeah. And especially know that a lot in like young men like us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Obviously older men who have so much more experience. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes just you being older, you're just mature. You're thinking more long term compared to even if you have a good amount of experience at our age, it's just like you're still 20-some years old. You're still thinking for pleasure. You're still thinking for fun.
There's only so much you can control.
Compared to a 30-some-year-old man who might not be thinking for pleasure and fun. He might be thinking for longevity.
He probably already been through that too.
Type shit.
You've had those experiences.
So I think that's kind of what I meant. But I guess like in order to stay focused, I know the easiest way to stay focused is just not to fuck with them altogether.
Yeah, at least right now.
You know what
for the time being.
Yeah,
temporarily.
But it's hard though.
No,
it's quite hard.
It doesn't help going to the gym. That's another reason why I like the gym, but I don't like the gym.
I ain't gonna lie. I've recently, like the other day, I was like, yo, maybe we should go to Crunch again.
Yeah,
that's why I brought it up. That's why I brought it up today. I was like, yo, maybe we need to go to Crunch.
Funny, that's funny. We have different reasons. The reason I want to go to Crunch is just because like it's not as crowded. I'm assuming the reason you want to go to Crunch is just there's much less like attractive women to like distract
you. It's just there. Like there's so much less distractions.
Yeah.
Like at Crunch, it's really just.
It's just older people.
You're coming here to work.
Yeah.
That's it, bro. You're coming here.
Not to mention the time that we go.
Is early, bro. And typically we go there, it's empty. So there's either no one in there or the people in there are all old.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah.
All right, well,
there's
there's nothing to look around. So it's like,
work out.
Lock in type of shit, bro. Lock in. Compared to at Edge.
Much younger demographic.
Bitches, they're beautiful,
much
bro.
Younger demographic.
But it's
most of the girls are in shape.
Type
it's
shit.
just like, all right, man.
All around our age.
Yeah, I already have a tick because I want a girl that's in shape.
Type shit.
If I had to choose.
Bro. And it's just harder because they're right there.
Yeah.
So I notice myself, like, I notice sometimes, at least a little bit more in Edge. Like, I'm not going to say I'm not as locked in because especially with the gym, it's something I enjoy. But there's just so much more distractions. My eyes wander a lot more, man. Bro. Like
I've been trying to look down.
Yeah.
I'm like, during sets and shit, just like look down, look up, look elsewhere. I can't though.
That shit don't work, bro. That shit don't fucking work.
It don't. Not one bit, man. I don't know. I think I like ladies too much to not go after them. Also, if you were to get into a relationship, like I said earlier, there's a good chance, not 100% chance, of course, because I don't see myself as that blindly of a follower. However, if push comes to shove and I was put in the situation, I'm knowing that you were in one, I'm probably more likely to be like, all right. Yeah,
it's like he can handle it, I can handle it.
I'll try it out. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do. But kind of like we said earlier, just at the end of the day, being a young man, it's kind of like, that's what you want.
But ask yourself, what's unsmart about it?
Well, I think it depends what you want from yourself as a man, what you're trying to grow. So I think what's unsmart about it is...
I think the only thing that's smart about it is the fact that you can possibly get pregnant before you're ready for that.
That's the only thing you think that's unsmart?
That's what I can think of right now, yeah.
I also think it's... if you're not financially stable, it can fuck up your finances because you're going to have to pay for something. I think also, too, is like, as much as women are, like, fantastic, at times they could be a distraction. At times, anything could be a distraction. So it's like, if you're trying to build something, like, imagine if you are trying to build something, or if you want to use this podcast, we're trying to build this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you see kind of how we structure ourselves in terms of recording and editing and all that other stuff, right?
Okay, yeah.
So now if you bring a girl into that, where is she going to fit into all that? You're going to have to, something has to be sacrificed.
That's true.
Because you see what your time is now.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to sacrifice something, whether it's maybe sacrifice recording a little bit here and there or moving this around to here, sacrifice editing, maybe staying up later on one day to edit just so you can spend time with her. But, like, you're going to have to sacrifice something along the way. So now it's like, do you want to... It could be a bad thing because, one, do you want to sacrifice? Do you now want to add something else into your schedule that could affect everything?
I don't want to disagree with you too harshly because I do agree with that.
Yeah.
However, in my opinion, I believe time management is important. And if you can manage your time correctly, you can work her in. And depending on the type of woman that she is, she can possibly be there to help you with your endeavors, whatever you're trying to do.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I still think, especially young men, majority.
Because what if she's like, yo, I'll help you with your editing? She's like, you can sit here and record, and I'll sit here on the computer. I'll try to edit, try to do what I gotta do, try to help out, try to post your clips, try to get your stuff out there, try to tell people to come on the show.
Now, if she's about that, all means. But like, what's the chance you're gonna find a girl to do that?
I know it probably isn't that high.
You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not high,
So,
that
like,
high,
yeah,
but
but
there
that's-
is still the possibility.
Well, yeah, of course. If she's down like that, okay,
Yeah.
cool. But I don't think majority of women nowadays is gonna do that.
No.
For us, no. If I get a girl tomorrow, I don't see her being like, okay, I'm gonna come over, and when you're done recording, I'll edit it, and then I'll sit through the clips.
But hear me out. It
I
might
also
not be
wouldn't-
tomorrow, but maybe over the time y'all spending together, she's like, yo, this guy's really cool, and like I want to see him grow, so I'm gonna try to help him with his endeavors.
Listen, I understand that, but I just don't see. Not that I don't see that happening, but just like in today's age, how like dating is for both men and women. Like people just really aren't, because that's a sacrifice on her end.
Yeah.
Because now she's also buying into something that's like, now maybe she could see a future with me, sure, but like I just don't see her doing a lot of that. And then also that comes down to, like, all right, you really think that you gonna meet a girl, she gonna edit the podcast for us, nigga? It's like, come on now, like you trying to edit the podcast, post the clip.
I'm not.
You see how long
saying-
that should take us 8 hours sometimes.
I'm not saying she's going to do that every time. I'm not saying she's going to do that the first week you meet her. What I am saying is this. When you meet a woman and they really like you,
Of course.
you know, they're really into you. If you've been with her for however long, say 8 months, 9 months, pushing a year,
Okay.
their way of trying to keep you is by doing things that essentially makes your life better.
Okay.
It's the same thing with them. We do things that makes their life better. Like, exactly. So if she wants to keep you around, what if she was like, you know what, I'm gonna try to help out where I can. And it can not only just be the podcast. Maybe she wants to like cook and clean for you. She's like, you know what, I'm gonna clean up your apartment, make sure you're all good. You know, make sure you have your meals before you go off to work and shit like that. You know, just find guests for you for the show and shit.
I don't disagree with you, but you also said if you guys were together for 8 months, 9 months, you said so. But what I guess what
y'all got time together to where she's like,
But I guess what I'm trying to say is like, yes, that's a possibility, but it takes a decent amount of time to get there.
Yeah.
And you have to sacrifice in the beginning in hopes that she's going to do all that later on, because she's not going to do that day one. Day one, she's just going to want to chill with you. It ain't going to be about, yo, let's edit the podcast together.
That makes
She's
sense.
going to want to chill with you. So you have to, in the beginning, you would have to sacrifice something to give to her to build that relationship in hopes that she stays around a year later.
Yep.
And she's willing to edit the podcast with you, clean for you, cook
but you
for
could
you,
you could just have her over. So like she's like, hey, I want to hang out with you. Like, all right, cool, come over. But I'm like, I'm editing
the podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
of
she
course,
comes
of
over
course.
while you're editing, and she just sees the process.
Yeah,
type
of
shit,
course.
you know. And over time, maybe she likes it enough. She's like, you know what, maybe I can help.
But I think a lot of it's just if she likes it enough, if she's willing to. That's why I think it also depends on the type of girl. Because if you think about it, if she's over and we're editing the podcast, I ain't going to be giving her my attention. I'm giving the podcast my attention.
I think you'd be giving both. You'd be doing both. It'd be no different than me and you editing the podcast. I'm just sitting there watching you do your thing, and you're just editing.
Yeah, but my point exactly. You watch me do my thing as I'm editing.
We still converse. We still like, yo, what you think about this?
Yeah, but that's
what you think about this?
Because that's like the business aspect.
But you
like,
can talk to Shorty about those things too.
That's true, but there are certain things I probably won't like. Your insight on the podcast will be different than her insight. Why? Because this is our business. This ain't her business. She just my shorty, and I'm doing this, but this ain't hers. So like, I might ask her like her opinion on certain things, but I'm more likely to turn and ask you your opinion because this is ours. Like this is our face, our image, likeness. That's being pushed.
And that makes sense. I get that. I do. But you have Shorty there. You could just use her as an extra. It's kind of like two minds are better than one.
Yeah, true.
Say cool. You're recording an episode, or not recording an episode. Excuse me. You're editing an episode. I ain't there right now. It's just you and Shorty. You can't rely on me at that point. It's like I'm not gonna ask Trey. Trey out here.
Yeah,
ask her.
Point.
Like, yo, what you think about this thumbnail? Boom, got a thumbnail. Cause Shorty was like, yeah, I think this one's real cool. I think the ladies might like this. You know, get some female viewership type shit. Okay. Get some of her friends to watch.
I can see. I can see where you're coming from. But I still don't. Of course, I would ask her for input. But like, if you're not there, I would just kind of. At that point, there were many times where I edited the podcast. You weren't here. You were working. You were asleep or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was just like, it was just me.
So you just take the realm because that's what you have to do.
Yeah. So that's how I would look at it. I might ask her for her opinion here and there, but I don't think I would always ask. I think it truly depends. And I just don't see. And I just truly don't see at least like maybe just not right now. Maybe I just haven't met a girl like this, so I could just truly be wrong. But like for a female to completely buy into like what your dream is or what you're trying to build is like huge. And I have yet to find a girl today in the modern era that I feel like will be willing to like buy all the way into where they're going to be sitting with me while I'm editing the podcast. Or they're going to take the reins and edit it for me or try to get guests for me. Like at that point, Shorty's working for the company at that point. Shorty's the secretary making calls.
Yeah.
And like I just don't see that happening currently right now. Now I could be wrong. Maybe just the women I have dealt with just haven't conveyed that. Women I've talked to just haven't conveyed that. And maybe that's why. Maybe I've yet to come across a quality woman like that. Fair enough. I'm 23. Fine. I'll eat that. I'll eat that. But at the same time, it's just like
That's just what you see.
that's a big bro. That's like you dating a girl and you doing her shit for her. Like imagine if it was like the roles reversed. Imagine if she had a podcast. Would you come over and edit her shit for her? Would you come over and post all her clips for her? Would you come over, or you know what? Maybe you would, but you definitely wouldn't do that shit in the beginning.
Well, no, of course I wouldn't. I don't think anyone would do it in the beginning, but I think
it's just a lot for someone to buy, like to really buy in. And then obviously, if she did really buy in, I would be more than happy. Wouldn't that be fantastic help? And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. Like I would be ecstatic if Shorty came over and was doing all that shit to me. I will forever be grateful for it. But just currently, with modern women and just how modern dating is, I just don't see a female fully buying in. Or maybe she will buy in, but you're going to have to sacrifice in the beginning because you have to give her time. You have to build that rapport to where she wants to buy in, where she believes what you believe about what you're building. And that takes time. So that's why I think and I guess that kind of goes full circle back to what I was saying before. You were like, the only bad thing about getting a girl now is pregnancy. That's a fact. That's number one. Like I'm with that. I'm with that. I'm not even arguing that. Not arguing that. But I guess my also point is like, if you are trying to build something, whatever that is, even if it's not a company, but just like trying to like become a lawyer in school, trying to do a trade, trying to just better yourself, there is a chance that a female could be a distraction because you're now going to have to give her.
Do you think it's a greater chance? Do you think more often than not they're going to be a distraction than to help me?
I think when you're young, yeah.
They're going to more often be a distraction.
I believe so.
All right. Well, listen, I can't listen to you talk for the past 5 minutes.
Little monologue.
I can't. You make a good point. And what you said was essentially like, it's very hard to find girls that'll do that. And
she gotta fuck with you, bro. She gotta fuck with you. And she's doing your work for you.
I can't disagree because I feel like the type of woman that would do what I guess I was explaining is very few and far between. Of course, there could be a couple American girls out there that would do that, but actually, in my personal opinion, I feel like you're more likely to get that kind of help from
overseas.
Yeah, from a girl from like abroad than like back at home.
Because then you also got to think too, like, what does she have with her life?
Yeah, she probably has ambitions, shit she want to do too. And
so does she have the time to, and it's different if you put Shorty on payroll because then you paying her. But like her to just do it out the kindness of her heart, she has other ambitions. She might have work. She might.
But this is gonna be a controversial statement. But it's kind of like, well, why do your this might sound a little bit misogynistic too, I guess. But it's like, why do your ambitions matter? Your ambitions don't feed the family. You know what I mean? Because like the man is what goes out and
like
provide.
Yeah.
All women expect that.
Well, it's just
all of you expect that. Now, I'm not talking about the ladies who don't want men. I'm not talking about the ladies who are lesbians. I'm not talking about the ladies who want to be independent. Okay, cool. Do what you want to do. I'm talking about this. The regular traditional girls. They want guys who are the one who are kind of going out there getting it. So wouldn't it be smart for them to essentially push your advances and trying to separate and pushing their own advances? It doesn't benefit anybody.
I think that'd be smart, yeah. But I mean, the modern day is, women can do everything that a man can. So she's like, I can provide for myself. I can do all my things. I have my own ambitions. I have my own goals. I want to do this. I want to do that, which is perfectly fine. You can have that.
Yeah.
But I think with the ideology you bring forward is much more traditional. I don't think we live in a traditional world where the wife is now going to help her husband kind of build. We hope to find a woman like that, of course. But now, today and age, it's like the man is building and then the wife is building.
So we're just both building
So
separately.
it's like you're both, you know what I mean? You both have your own careers. You both have your own jobs. You both are both trying to climb that ladder compared to, okay, yes, as a female, I'm going to have my job, but like my husband is the one who's mainly going to be bringing in the money, and I'm going to do whatever I can to support him, and whatever he needs, I will help him so he can grow his brand, because I know females ain't thinking like that.
But I mean, if they did think,
I think it also depends on the type of niggas you fucking with.
True. Yeah.
And especially now,
because not every guy has ambition.
Exactly, and I especially think now, especially in today's and age, with the young men, it kind of just shows like, you know, they say men aren't being men anymore.
A lot of them are lost.
And a lot of them are lost. And I think a lot of men too just don't, especially young men, just don't have ambition.
Nah.
So it's like, how do you expect a woman to help you grow something if you don't even got an ambition?
I will say it's quite hard to have ambition with a world that beats you down so much, though.
Yeah, that's true.
It beats down those who try hard, and it pushes up those who don't. So it's kind of like, well, why even have that ambition to try hard in the first place when you see niggas out there being successful for barking like dogs and doing stupid shit?
Because at the end of the day, you still are broke or you still have nothing. So you still
That's
gotta
true.
find.
Most of them are broke, but I feel on average, and I wish I kind of had like stats to back this up, but I don't. So really, just take my words with a grain of salt, please. I feel on average, all of them aren't just homeless. There's not a whole bunch of just young homeless men. So like they're surviving. They might not be millionaires and billionaires, but like, you know, they're still living like paycheck to paycheck, so they're still making their way.
Yeah, but I think it kind of just depends on the type of life.
I mean, I think about the entire team. Team's 10 niggas. They're all surviving.
Yeah.
Only one of them, I think, has like a girl, and all the other ones are just cool.
Okay, fair. But
I think that's happening more often than not in the world we live in.
But then what? I guess I can understand what you're saying, but then what is the only thing to do is just to give up? So like just cause
Nah, not to give up, but like why even bother trying to fight the fight when you can just live a mediocre life, essentially. I'm not arguing for that.
Yeah.
I'm just
I mean,
trying to
listen,
see the
bro,
other side.
it's hard to say because comfort is nice. So it's like it's just truly just what you want.
It reminds me a little bit of that video you were telling me about a while back.
It's like people will always prefer comfort. They will always choose comfort.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why they would live a mediocre life, which is perfectly fine. It's just not to want ambitions. But I just think, yes, I can understand. Like sometimes, like working hard is like. Sometimes you working hard, it could be overlooked. You know, somebody would do something that they didn't work as hard as you, and now all of a sudden they kind of take off and they're doing great, and you're sitting there like, damn. But at the same time, it's also like, well, if you quit, then you'll never get. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, dream is over.
You can work hard, and not make it. But then as soon as you stop working hard,
You're
and
definitely
give
not gonna
up,
make
then
it.
you're definitely not going to
Definitely
make
not gonna make
it.
it.
So now it's kind of just like, well, how badly do you want this dream?
True.
Now, if you don't want it that badly, okay, cool. But if you do want it bad enough, then it's kind of like, well, you kind of have to keep working. It's kind of just figure it out. Some people have it easier, yeah, but some people have it harder.
So couldn't you say the same thing for getting that kind of a woman though?
In terms of,
You were essentially saying you can't give up. So yes, of course, we know that woman is very hard to find, but
Yeah.
essentially, like you can't give up and trying to find her.
yeah, of course. I never said I was going to give up trying to find her.
But if you don't look, then how you gonna find her?
I never said I'm not looking. I said I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to get in a relationship or if that's the smartest thing for me to do. Once again, I never said I was against getting in a relationship. I said if it's the right situation.
If it's the right situation.
I said if it's the right situation, I would get into a relationship.
Did I ask you what the right situation would look like? I think I did.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
So then I'm not, because I'm definitely an advocate of you shouldn't just give up, because once you give up, it's over. And that same goes with a girl. As soon as you give up, it's over. But you could kind of, I feel like, to a certain extent, I mean, like I said, I'm not really looking for a shorty to like edit my podcast for me. Yeah. Like that's not really a.
Yeah, that was just an example.
That was just an example. That's not really like a criteria I have. Like nah,
yeah.
like when
you
it comes
expect
to,
yourself to do.
Yes. This is a me and you type of thing.
Yeah.
This is our.
Yeah.
So I expect me and you to do the work. I'm not looking for anybody else.
Of course.
If they want to help, beautiful.
Yeah, without a doubt. That's volunteering though. Like you're choosing to do that.
Yeah, you're choosing to do that. But I do believe before you even kind of get with a girl, like just while you're like talking to her and get to know her, you could kind of like you just pick up on things. You kind of see, and obviously you truly never know because sometimes some people are very good at hiding their true colors and stuff like that. But if you kind of just take your time and like get to know whoever the person is without rushing into it, I think you can kind of understand the type of girl she is.
How much time we got left? 34 minutes. Do you want to get into the question of the day?
Sure.
Or do you want to do one of the other topics?
We can do.
When is available to available? Or why do so many people fumble the bag?
I'm interested in that one.
Fumble in the bag?
Yeah, and I would kind of like you to explain a little bit because I actually thought you were just talking about females.
All right,
when you brought that up, but you weren't talking about females.
No, I wasn't. So essentially, the question is, why do so many people fumble the bag? Like, what I mean by that is, I've seen a decent amount of situations where someone will either get paid a big lump sum of money, they get hired by some really great company, they get put up in some really nice situation, and they either say something, do something, some kind of action that they did, fumble that bag, not making that money no more, completely out of that company now, blacklisted, like you're done. And I feel like it happens quite often. You get put in just a great situation as like an athlete, you know, or a movie star or someone who is like a CEO of some kind. And it seems like an easy win. It seems all you got to do is just show up. All you got to do is just like talk. All you got to do is just play. And they don't do that. They say they fuck around and find out. And they just lose it all. So why is it that so many people, in my eyes at least, I think it's a lot of people, maybe someone else thinks different, but why is it that so many people tend to just fumble the bag in that way? Where you can easily bless your family, bless your generations, but you essentially become like a one-hit wonder in a way.
That's a hard one. I think everything just comes down to be honest, Trey, that's very hard to like answer in a way. And as humans, like we all make mistakes, so like I guess it's understood. And it reminds me because we talked about a little bit this. We don't really follow UFC too much, but there was one UFC fighter who got like disqualified.
Like bit the dude.
It was his first like official match.
First one ever.
Bit a dude, got disqualified. And I think Dana White, who like is like the owner or whatever, I think he kicked him out. Like I think he got kicked out.
So he doesn't do UFC anymore.
Nah, I'm pretty sure he got kicked out.
And the thing, before you continue, I don't know much about the UFC similar to you. I don't know what kind of money they make, but at least I think the good fighters make a decent amount.
You're making money.
So if he kind of just like did what he was supposed to do, not going around biting heads, like you'd be perfectly fine.
Even if you lost the match, you're not disqualified.
Yes,
you're not
you'd
kicked
still
out.
be in the program.
Okay, you're 0-1. Unfortunate, but like, okay,
but you're still in the program.
You can still bounce back. You can
still have a fight next week.
Exactly, but. And that also reminds me of there's a Chiefs wide receiver. His name is Rashid Rice, and he just got, I don't know if he's getting arrested, but he's in like legal trouble because he like caused a 6-car
pileup, right?
Yeah,
you were telling me about that. Him and his boys were racing or some shit.
He was like going 119 and shit like that.
The fumbling in the bag.
Then all them niggas left.
Like so fleeing the scene of the crime is not the best thing to do.
Nah, bro.
Yeah, that's a bad look.
They left, but it's unfortunate because it's like he was a rookie. He had a pretty good year.
Promising career,
like,
probably.
Yeah, like he had a pretty good career. Could have been the Chiefs' number one
Just
receiver.
won the Super Bowl.
Just won the Super Bowl. Like, you know. But I think some of it, it depends on the person. I think some of it could just be maturity level. You know, he's like our age.
Yeah,
he's like 21, 22. So like some of it's maturity level. Some of it too, I think it's just people have never been in that situation before. So it's kind of like you don't know how to act. You know?
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because I will say, in the past, in my own life, I have been put in situations that it was the first time. And so because it's the first time, it's like, well, what do I even...
You really don't know how to act.
I don't know how to act. Like, what do I do in this situation? Do I stand here? Do I look like this? Like,
yeah.
Okay. So I get that, you know. I guess my answer to this question, to the best of my ability, I think there's a lot of pressure that comes with being great.
Of course.
And in regards to a lot of the situations that I've seen, the people who tend to fumble the bag are very, very successful. Either on their way up or they're already there and they're just trying to keep it at that level. You know, I kind of think about it too. I'm like, yo, what if one day eventually, I might have like a channel with like 100,000 followers or 1 million or so like that. You know, like I've seen videos of people like arguing online, going back and forth, getting all emotional and shit. And I think to myself, I'm like, I can't I can't do that personally. I wouldn't be interested in doing all that because I see that as a way of letting your emotions get out of check. You saying something that you're not supposed to say, and then you fumbling all the work you kind of put into
What you've
done over the years just for maybe like a 30-second clip, a 5-minute video, however long it is, you know. I think there's a lot of pressure that probably comes with that. So because they're so successful, they might not know, kind of like what you were saying, how to fully handle it, especially depending on how young they are.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what to say about those who are older. I mean, I do believe that just because someone has aged doesn't mean they have a lot of knowledge. I've seen some older folks who are absolute idiots, and I'm like, there's no way you don't know this, but it happens. It happens.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of life is just what you go through and what you experience, and if you don't experience certain things, then you're just not gonna know about them.
That is true.
You know, I think it's a sad thing that will continue to happen, though.
I think some of it too is just like, you know, I think some of it is truly we just make mistakes and you just learn. Even there's millionaires who have talked about they done lost millions of dollars. Steve Harvey was harmless twice, lost everything twice.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front though.
You know
It would still, I guess, because I haven't gone through it yet, so I can't talk about it. But and I don't ever want to go through it, first and foremost. But like, I feel as though losing $100 like $1 million off a deal because like you said something you probably weren't supposed to say would hurt.
Yeah, but sometimes you say something just speaking what you believe, and now all of a sudden people want to cancel you. Sometimes you ain't even really mean to, but you're just speaking. You're just being you. You say something, and now everyone's like, "Oh, well, that's this, that's that, that's this," and now.
But then you can't do nothing about that at that point because you're just speaking your opinion.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate, but that's just.
This is how it is.
Sometimes they're just very unfortunate situations, and you just, you know, and the whole point is just, hopefully you never try to fumble the bag. But if something happens where you do, hopefully, you know, you could kind of get back. Whatever that is, hopefully you don't fuck up that bad. I do think some decisions are different. Like that UFC fighter, you chose to bite somebody. You knew that was against the rules. So, like, that's just, you're just being stupid. That's just like a boneheaded decision. Compared to you put your money in one stock thinking that shit's going to blow, come to find out you lost everything. Now you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. There's multiple different ways.
I think it kind of depends on how you, I guess, fumble it. I think some of it is a little bit more boneheaded and more stupid, especially if you know the rules, and then you choose
to go
against the rules. Yeah. Now you have to face some consequences.
You can't be surprised.
You can't be surprised when they're like, "Yo, we don't want you back here no more."
Then you got that surprise Pikachu face
type shit.
I was like, what?
Compared to there's just some times where you think, okay, this is a smart investment. This is smart to do. And then you might lose some money. Oh,
yeah, all right, this wasn't smart.
Yeah, or I just thought I was making a video expressing my opinion. Come to find out, everybody hates my opinion, and now people are like, "Yo, don't fuck with this dude anymore." And now you kind of got to deal with that.
Do you think it happens more the former way or the latter way, like you were just saying? Where it's just boneheaded decisions, or where it's just opinions?
I typically don't think it's more like opinions. I don't think it's like opinions. Like I don't really see, like, obviously people get canceled, but I don't think the majority who like go out there and speak their opinion get canceled.
I think it's more stupid decisions.
I think it's more just stupid decisions or just unfortunate situations where like you thought that you're in a good deal and then you found out that it's not a good deal, and now you're like, this sucks. I didn't have the information either or whatever. I think a lot of it's just like stupid decisions, just lack of knowledge.
I think cockiness too.
Not knowing. I mean, yeah.
Because I will say I've seen some, specifically, I guess people who stream. I don't know much about streaming. I think that's like Twitch and Kick.
Yeah,
I believe. Regardless, I've seen some streamers do some really stupid shit just for, I guess, views. Like streaming, they do like prank channels and shit.
Yeah,
or like they'll prank people and such, but like people get upset and you can get sued because of shit like that.
Yeah, bro, they be niggas who want to fight.
Yeah.
You pranked the wrong person, but they want to like
really square up with you.
They're like, "What's up, bro?" I saw some dude. It was a dude and his girl, and the prank people came in and they said something like sexual, like about this dude's like girl. But you ever see those where they'll say something like sexual, And then they'll be like, what are you talking about? And they would point to like something completely different, and they're like, oh, like that's what I mean. So essentially he did something like along those lines, but like the dude was like not fucking with it, bro. Like press the shit.
Was it a black guy and a white girl on the park bench?
Nah, this was in a Home Depot, bro.
Oh, okay.
And this nigga was like ready to fight this nigga in the Home Depot. He's like, yo, I don't care if this shit's a prank, bro.
Yeah, for real.
He was a prank.
Did he say some disrespectful shit to
I forgot.
girl?
I haven't seen this happen, but I saw this video probably like 1-2 years ago. But I always just remembered it because of how angry that nigga was.
Yeah.
So it's like, you got to be.
I'm not a huge fan of those, personally.
Of what?
Would you do them?
What?
Pranks.
No. I don't really like I don't like pranks.
Yeah.
I don't like. I feel like not that I'm not clever enough, but like I don't really be thinking of like. I don't be thinking of pranks. I don't be trying to fuck with people like that. Also, I just wouldn't want someone to prank me.
Well, I mean, a prank would be like, yo, you got like something's on your collar.
Yeah, that's a shitty prank. If that's your
It's
prank,
still a prank.
yeah, but if that's your prank, then that's trash. I'm thinking like a real like
Like
actual,
one of those YouTube pranks,
or something.
or like
yeah.
they cut your headphones or something, and they
Or-
give you like brand new
or
AirPods.
something like that. That's how I'm thinking of. I'm not saying, yo, there's some on your shirt. You look down, there's none on your shirt. I'll be
Like,
oh.
you owe me $1. Uh-huh.
They'd be like, yeah, that's just not funny, nigga. Leave me alone.
That's what they or they can try to jinx you.
I
Like
thought
you owe
jinx-
me a quarter or a soda or some shit like that.
I thought jinx is just when you say the same word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, but that's not a prank.
Nah, I know, but it's just something to do to somebody.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm talking about pranks.
I don't know many pranks because I don't do pranks. I'm not a prank person. Would you be upset if your wife was pranking you?
Probably.
Really?
It depends. I think it depends. Depends how I play. Actually, you know what? I think it depends how playful it is.
What if you were sleeping, right? What if you were sleeping? Regular sleeping. She woke up early in the morning and like taped you to the bed. She just got like a whole bunch of duct tape and just like.
I don't see that happening, but
I know you don't see it happen. It's a hypothetical, Tyler. Come on now. We're like built off.
what
this
would
shit.
I what I do?
Yeah.
I probably would be upset. I'd definitely find a way to get back at her. I think regardless, I'd get back at her.
Yeah.
I think my first thing would be is like, how do I get up? How I get out of here? That's probably my first thing.
You're taped down.
Type of shit.
I remember watching the husband and wife do that to each other. Because they do like prank. Well, frankly, my mother's the one who showed it
Like
to me.
prank wars with each other.
Yeah, I guess there are YouTube couples and Facebook couples that do this. Well, they'll go back and forth and prank each other. One of the ones that the wife did was essentially, I think it was the wife, either the wife or the husband. Actually, no, it might have been the husband. Regardless, one of them, like, caught the other one while they were sleeping. Just got like a whole bunch of duct tape and just like taped them to the bed. So like they were under the covers and such, and just got like a whole bunch of duct tape and just taped them. Not like they woke up and they were like, "Yo, what the?"
See, here's
what
the thing.
fuck?
I just don't believe anyone can sleep through being taped.
What do you mean? Yeah, you can sleep through being taped.
I don't think, because I believe if I came in your room and started duct taping you in your sleep, I believe you'd wake up.
Okay, yeah, there's a good chance I would wake up, but I don't think that's gonna be that thing for everybody.
I think so, because you gotta like to tape someone down. You actually gotta be like on them type shit.
I don't know.
So like, there's no like how are you gonna tape me down in the middle without me waking up? Like, yo, what's like me
you're
kind of be like, yo, what's
first
going on?
off, for you specifically, I think you're a deep sleeper, and the reason I say that is because I've lived with you for some time now at this point. And I remember specifically, like, freshman year, man, there'd be times where, like, the TV's blasting and you ain't moving shit.
That's different.
How is that different?
Because
It's still noise. The tape
Listen.
will be making noise.
The tape is someone touching me. If I'm asleep and someone's touching me in my sleep, I'm awake.
Yeah.
We're not doing this. 2, I fell asleep. I grew up falling asleep with the TV on. So that's nothing to me. So that's not worried. 3, you've called me while I'm sleeping. Did I pick up?
Yeah, you did.
So it showed that
You woke up to this
I'm relatively there.
Yeah.
And I just feel like if someone's physically taping me, now I'm not saying the first, but I'm saying after.
Do you usually sleep on top of the covers or under the covers?
I think it depends. Probably I would say a majority under the covers.
There's a good chance it could happen to you, man.
I don't think so.
No? I think it can.
How are you going to tape me up without me noticing?
You have duct tape?
Do I have duct tape?
Yeah.
No.
No, you don't. I was
Why?
just gonna prove it to you. Just duct tape you while you're sleeping.
Yeah, I don't think you would have. It wouldn't have been successful. I would have woke up.
Well, probably not now because like but like a couple years from now, you probably.
I
wouldn't
don't
know.
think it.
I think it could be done, man.
There's no way.
I've seen it happen to other people. I feel like you could do it.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe that it could be done at all?
Because I just feel like if you're just taping somebody, like, wow, how? I just don't. Also, on a bed, how you gonna tape me on a bed?
You just get the tape, you wrap it around.
You gotta go under, nigga.
No. Just do it over a whole bunch.
Also, just
Yeah. So start from like the bottom, rip it over, and then just that going.
bruh. There's no,
You know?
there's no way you can do that.
Make sure you get the legs.
There's no way you could do that without.
Get the arms. It could be done, man. I think it could be done.
No way.
I think
to me, there's no way.
You
gotta move around.
There's
on the
some
bed.
deep sleepers, bruh.
You're moving on the bed.
There are deep sleepers out there.
I don't know.
I think if you can. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I ain't even go. There's no way.
I don't think there's no way, man. All right, we have one more time for one more question. Do you want to do the question of the day, or do you want to actually save that now?
Nah, we'll save it because you already read both of those, so you might as well just.
When is available to available? Essentially, I'm gonna leave it for anybody, so like man or woman, so not just like
When is available to available?
In a relationship.
Not that if you're always there, but I feel like I guess maybe if you're just too clingy, like you're constantly calling like all the time. What do you mean by like a?
I think if you have plans with someone else, and then you cancel that plan because someone hit you up last minute, I think that's too available. I think when it's coming to the detriment of your own work or your own schooling or something important to you, like you clearly have like responsibilities and shit you got to handle, but you're not doing that because you're going to go hang out with that person. I think that's being too available. Your question is, what did I mean by too available?
Yeah, well, you kind of answered it. It's actually hard for me to really like kind of like disagree with you. We're pretty much on the same page with that. I think. Yeah, it's really hard for me to add because that's legitimately that's the answer. That's legitimately it. That's the only way when like available is too available. I think at the end of the day you still gotta kind of.
Do you think there's anything wrong with being too available?
Yeah, of course.
Can you be too available for family members? You think? Too available for moms and pops and brothers and sisters?
I think you could be too available for anyone. I think some people, you might be more available for, but like you said, like if I have to call out work to go be with my family, but yet me calling out of work is basically like without that paycheck, I won't be able to pay rent. That's quite detrimental.
Yeah.
Because now I'm like, well, I can't pay rent, which means I don't got a place to live.
Yeah.
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 So I do think there's a limit for everybody. Some people you might be more available to, you might sacrifice more to. Me personally, I've noticed I am much more available to like my family. And I think my family probably the most. I'm probably like the most available to them out of everybody else. I'm more likely to like not make as many excuses. Like I'll try to figure out a way to like go see them or go make sure they're okay or like check up on them and shit like that. Compared to like other situations, I think I'm probably less available. But even with my parents and them, like yes, I'm much more available. But there are certain things where it's like, oh, okay, I know you need me home this day, but like, I gotta work. I got responsibilities. I got things I gotta do. So I
got a question because I'm kind of curious. I know in your methodology, you kind of you tend to leave yourself available or not available. When someone asks you to do something, you're like on the fence.
Never commit.
Yeah, you never commit. Do you also do that with family members too?
Sometimes, but not always.
So I think. Would you say on average with them it's more committing than not committing?
I probably commit more to them than I do to anybody else. Yeah. But there are certain times where I still don't commit because sometimes I don't commit because I truly don't know.
Yeah, of course.
So like sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I will try or maybe or I'll use those words because sometimes I truly don't know. Like I do have plans that need to be taken care of. Depending on when that's done, kind of now depends on will I be able to hang with you or help you or do what I got to do because I know I have to take care of something else first. So I'll still do that, but I would say like I probably commit more to my family I'll definitely say that.
All right, fair enough. Well, we are at the end of the show, so.
Got any advice you want to give to the folks?
What do we talk about today? Don't be too available, guys and girls. I would say focus on your goals and your paths and your dreams, but don't be afraid to get into a relationship because apparently the population is now starting to drop again.
That's fun.
I know, right? Yay! But yeah, the gist of it, man, just don't be too available. Focus on yourself. Focus on your dreams and aspirations, and have a good rest of your day.
Mine is gonna be. It's kind of I'm not gonna say a cliche saying, but like I've been hearing that so much more often. Is keep the main thing the main thing.
I've never heard that before.
Yeah. So it's basically like, what is your main goal? Whatever your main goal is, keep that the main thing. That is your main focus. That is all you need to really be worrying about. Keep the main thing the main thing.
I like that.
All that extra other shit you don't even worry about.
Yeah.
Keep the main thing the main thing. So that would be my advice. Keep the main thing the main thing. Stay focused. Keep on pushing. I know Trey said don't be afraid to get in a relationship, and I like half agree with him, because especially since we're young, I don't think it's fully a bad thing. But just be careful. Be careful. Be wary. Don't rush into it. Think about it. Be smart about it. Understand what you're getting yourself into, and really kind of like be and figure out a way to just be comfortable with your decision no matter what you decide to do. So that would be my advice.
Live with no regrets.
Facts. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate you guys for rocking with us, chilling with us. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, and on Apple Podcasts. All episodes are available there. You go to also check out the other YouTube channels, NOA Reacts for reactions, NOA Podcast clips for those who can't watch the whole thing. And then we also have NOA Adventures for the vlog channel. Thank you guys. We appreciate you guys watching us. Y'all take care.
Have a good one.